Hi, my name's Tina Pittaway. I'm a freelance journalist based in Toronto, working mostly in print and broadcast. The story that I'm going to look at as far as my most tale is the most challenging interview that I've had to conduct. And that was for a story that I did for CBC Radio's Sunday edition. It was called Risky Business. And it was an investigative piece that looked at a pretty large industry here in Ontario that has grown a lot in the last 10 years. It's the non-urgent patient transfer industry. They're not ambulances, they're not paramedics, and the public, as well as many within the hospital sector, are pretty confused about about what these companies do and what level of service they can expect on board. So one of the interviews that I needed to get was an interview with a company owner. But my concern was if I kind of came out of the gates and approached this company, it is called Ambutrans. My concern was that they would actually not speak to me. So I approached the owner. I called the owner directly, a man named Dave Allen. I was surprised that he actually didn't shut the interview down, because I was asking him questions that were very challenging to him as an owner, confronting him with the kinds of scenarios that I had heard from his workers and former workers that were going on that really made his company look bad. He deflected. He said he had no comment, I'm not going down that road, I'm not going down that road, which sounds just as bad, even though you don't get an actual answer. And not that you want stuff to sound bad, but you do need tape. You need this voice in your story regardless of what they say. But this kind of confrontational non-answer from an individual who you as a journalist and the audience realizes has control over, could have an impact, could improve things, or is standing in the way of improving things, really left the piece much stronger. And I wouldn't have had that had I kind of laid all my cards on the table and said, you're being accused of this by this worker, this by that worker, this by that worker. He would have been either over-prepared or the interview never would have happened and I would have been pooched for a story.